It's time. She's spilling the tea.
This is The Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
Well, the Boston Globe is doing an investigative series on Aaron Hernandez and some things they found out with the extensive interviews that they have been doing. They did interview a Bristol Central High School teammate of his who said that the two of them actually were having an on-again, off-again romance. Now, this is according to his old teammate, San Soucy. He said, me and him were very much into trying to hide what we were doing. We didn't want people to know. According to Hernandez's brother, Jonathan also said that their father was also very volatile toward them and would actually discipline him for not being masculine enough. He said the F word, which is a derogatory term used to describe gay people, was used all the time in our house, all the time. He said, I remember Aaron wanted to be a cheerleader. My cousins were cheerleaders and amazing, and I remember coming home and my dad put an end to that really quick, and it was not okay. My dad made it clear that he had his definition of a man. Now, as an adult, Aaron also confided in his brother Jonathan that he had been sexually molested as a young boy. His brother did not go into more detail about what happened to him when he was younger. In addition, they did some interviews with some of his ex-Patriots teammates, and one of his old teammates, Brandon Lloyd, a former Patriots receiver, said that he would have mood swings. He said he would be either in a fit of rage or he'd be the most sensitive person in the room talking about cuddling with his mother, or he would say, do you think I'm good enough to play?
I thought they chalked all that up to CTE, though. When I saw his documentary, they were saying that he had signs of CTE. And
well, I think they're talking about him also being abused as a child as well, and also having issues with being masculine enough.
I don't understand what all of this got to do with anything, though. Even when I watched this documentary, they just all of a sudden was like he was gay. And I'm like, okay, what that got to do with anything?
I mean, I guess
he was still a gangbanging murderer. It doesn't matter what his sexuality was.
Right. They're just going into what his past was like as his childhood and about him being assaulted when he was young and being abused by his father and,
So are they saying that's what led to the behavior of him being as violent as he was?
Yeah, I think it had to do with the people that he hung out with, but also him trying to repress his sexuality as well. And Lloyd also said that he was also told by Welker, who was a fellow receiver, Wes Welker, he told him, I just want to warn you, Hernandez is going to talk about being bathed by his mother. He's going to have his genitalia out in front of you while you're sitting on your stool. He's going to talk about gay sex. Just do your best to ignore it, even walk away.
Wow.
So they're saying that he was just basically a lot to handle, but it seems like he had a lot of things that he was battling within himself as well.
Such a sad life, and such a waste of a good tight end.
All right, now Lala Anthony is still figuring things out with Carmelo after being separated. They had a rough patch, but they have never filed those divorce papers. Now Lala talked to People on Saturday, and she said, we're good. I mean, we've been together for a really long time, so we're figuring out how to make it work for what is best for Kyan and what is best for us. They have been hanging out a lot together lately, so it seems like they are trying to work on things.
Salute to Lalize.
Now, Paul Allen, who is the co-founder of Microsoft, he passed away. He was 65 years old. He was actually battling cancer. He first found out he had cancer back in 1983. He was diagnosed, and he resigned from Microsoft shortly thereafter, but still was very active on the board until 2000, and he finally did succumb to his cancer. He died yesterday afternoon in his hometown of Seattle. He was worth about $20 billion or more.
And that should let you know right there that money is not everything, because that money, all the money in the world could not stop that cancer.
Yeah, he fought for over 30 years.
Paul Allen donated more than $2 billion to various charities. He was never married. He had no children. And he was always there, they said, for his family and friends. So he was 65 years old.
Who's in that will? Who did he leave that to?
His family, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the charities as well.
Right.
All right, Solange, her new album is supposedly coming out at any time, sometime soon. Now, she talked to T Magazine, which is New York Times Magazine. And her last album, Seat at the Table, which was excellent, came out 2 years ago. And she's been talking about this new album. She said there's a lot of jazz at the core, but with electronic and hip-hop drum and bass, because I wanted to bang and make your trunk rattle. She said that the album has taken her to different places. She worked in New Orleans, in Jamaica, in Cali, in Houston. She said, I like to be able to tell the story in 13 different ways. Then I like to edit. I have this fear living in my body about releasing work. I don't know any artist that doesn't feel that before they hit the send button. So I'm sure we're excited for some new Solange.
You goddamn right. I'm here for that.
Work. All right. And also tonight at 8 on BET, D. Ray Davis is hosting the BET Hip Hop Awards. That's going down with Lil Duval.
There you go. Now you leading off with the right person.
Oh,
Lil Duval performing at the damn BET Hip Hop Awards tonight.
Lil Wayne,
with Ball
Cardi B,
Greasy.
ASAP Rocky, DJ Khaled, Bun B, T.I., YG, Wale, and a lot more hitting that stage from Miami. And then right after that at 10 is the premiere of that new series, Hustle in Brooklyn, a new reality show. So make sure you look for that hashtag Hip Hop Awards and keep up with everything that's happening.
Yeah, y'all gonna respect Lil Duval's smile, bitch, when Will Smith dropped that Hot 16 to it.
All right.
I'm
then.
just putting that out in the atmosphere. That's what I want for Christmas. I
That's
want
what you want for Christmas?
I want Will Smith to drop a 16 to Smile beat. Now, mind you, I said this last week, right? And Will Smith posted a video on Instagram yesterday, and he was with his family, and you know what was playing in the background?
Smile B?
Yeah, that's right. Okay. I think about it. If Will Smith turned 50 this year, nobody lives their best life, especially on social media, more than Will Smith. It's just perfect for him to lay a verse to that record for the holidays.
All right. Well, you putting it out there.
Wouldn't y'all want to hear that?
Yep.
Come on now.
All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.